Hello people doing math this summer. It's lesson 55 times solving systems of linear equations by graphing. This will be like the third or fourth different way to solve systems of linear equations. If you watched one of the other videos, you know that this is called linear algebra, and it'll involve matrices and determinants and problems like this and optimization and a whole bunch of things. So we probably already solved by substitution and elimination, and now we're going to solve by graphing. So you're going to need your pencil and notebook, take notes in, homework paper. I also have graphing calculator today. You definitely need that since we're going to be graphing. You might want some flags of the world, especially Group A in the World Cup. They are playing probably right now. So Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, you need that. Egypt, Mo Salah, and Russia, Mother Russia. That's what's coming up. Be keeping track of all these things for the next, I don't know, 3 weeks. Ain't that fun? So let's get going here. I'm going to show you some stuff you can do on your calculator. That should make some of you happy because that means a shortcut, and that means definitely going to get the right answer if you push buttons the right way. And so let me back away here and I'll give you an example to look at first of all. And what we're trying to do when we solve a system of linear equations is that these are the equations of two lines. Hopefully they're different lines so we can find one solution for this. And what we're doing is we're looking for one xy pair that makes both of these equations true at the same time. So maybe 3, 2. Maybe 3 for x and 2 for y makes both equations true at the same time. And that's all very interesting when you got it just like an equation or whatnot, just straight up algebra. But what really kind of brings it home is when you see that these are the equations of lines. And when these lines cross each other, that one point where they crisscross is the place where both x and y are the same for both of those lines. And there's our solution. So if we can graph them well and accurately, and then look at where they intersect, we will find the solution for that system of linear equations. The 4 stars here that you ought to write down in your book are kind of maybe my strategy for going about this, or the methods that we're going to use to do this well and do it quickly. The first thing is that you won't always get your system of equations, each equation, be in graphable form. So that's step number 1. That's a skill that we have to have already to turn it into the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b form. And we'll do that with these two here in a couple minutes. Secondly, you're going to need some graph paper or XY grid paper. It's always good to do that by hand. If you've got grid paper or graph paper, you could do it more accurately. But sometimes we're not the best. I'm not the best at drawing straight lines. So there's always our backup plan, and that is to graph it on the calculator and double check on things. Thirdly, we're looking for an intersection of lines. We're looking for that one xy point where the two lines are going to crisscross each other, both in the x direction and in the y direction. That's our answer. And then we go back to the original equations, the ones that we started with, even before we did any changing of them into different forms. We're going to verify our xy answer by plugging the xy numbers into both equations where x and y are, and making sure that the left side of the equation equals the right side, that it makes both of those statements true at the same time. So if you need to, hit pause, write all that down. I'm going to move over to, I'm going to move stuff out of the way here. So when I hit pause, I'm going to erase the board, and if you hit pause, then you can copy this all down. Okay, let's start with this system of equations right here. I'm going to just do this by hand, and our first step was to turn this into mx plus b form. So I'm going to rewrite that 3x plus y equals 9 down here, and basically I have to have y equals, and then everything else on the other side in the right spaces. So if we take 3x away from both sides, That leaves us with y equals, and then I want to put this in the correct form, so this part goes first, negative 3x plus 9. So there's our first one in y equals mx plus b form. Second one, we'll do it right here. Let's go ahead and move that x over to the other side. So that gives us 2y equals negative x plus 8. And then we'll divide both sides by 2. If I divide this, I have to divide everything over here. So this is y, and this is negative x over 2, or that's negative 1/2 x. And we have 8 over 2, which is 4. So that's my second equation. And now basically what we've got are two graphable equations that we can go check on, and we're looking for the intersection of those two. So let me switch cameras. I'll go over to the other thing really quickly and show you what it looks like on my graphing calculator. Let me talk about a couple of user malfunction issues that you might have at this point. If you're doing lesson 55, you were just working on the box and whiskers stuff, and so those still might be on. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, if you push y equals, and one of these things up here at the top that says plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, if those are still on, you need to turn them off. And you can just do that with your arrows. You can move up to the top and scroll over to whatever is on, and you can hit enter. As long as that cursor's not on, there you go. Second thing is, like stuff that's in here that I was working on previously, it's got to get cleared or turned off, and then we're going to put in the right equations. There's another user malfunction thing that might happen, and that would be that when you hit graph, maybe your screen's not showing you what you want to see, and that's because the window is whatever you had last, whatever you're working on last, which for me was box and whisker plots. So the way to fix that, I'll show you that after I type in the y equals stuff. So our two equations are negative 3x plus 9, and the other one will be negative 1/2 x plus 4. Okay, now if I hit graph right now, I won't see my pictures. So I'm going to go to the zoom and pick number 6. That's my normal kind of default screen, zoom 6. And they should be popping up here. There's my first one, and here comes the second one. Okay, if I did this by hand on regular grid paper, I would guess, here it looks like it's about 2, 3. Looks like the intersection. 2, 3 would be my guess. I don't know that for sure. There's a couple ways for me to verify that. I can either make a table, go second graph, and look for where the x and y's are the same. There they are. At 2, I get 3 for both of the equations. So that's one way, but that only works if the answer is whole numbers for x. Okay, so that works, but the better way of doing it to get your answer exactly right is to go second, calculate, it's above the trace button, and we've got this menu here, value, 0, minimum, maximum, intersection, derivatives, and integrals. So I have this here with me. I actually read mine, it's the instruction manual, went to the thing on the calculate menu, and here's what it says. Obviously, these are the things that are the choices, but here's what they all do. And you might want to pause and write that down or read these over, but the one that we're most interested in here is right now is number 5. Finds an intersection of two functions. We did put two functions, two graphs in there, two things into the y equals, and so that's what we want to do right there is number 5. But it will do anything else that we wanted to. We could find a 0, those can come in handy in math, a minimum or a maximum value if something's curved, but we're looking at number 5. We wanted to do an intersection of two functions. So let's do that. Go down to number 5, and the thing asks us for which one is the first curve, and what I usually do is I put that cursor as close on the first line to that intersection point as possible and hit enter. And then it says second curve, and you can see when I move my cursor back and forth, it's already got an X there for the first line, and I'm on the second line, so I'm going to put that close to the intersection as well. And then it says guess, which I think is kind of silly because I just want you to tell me the answer. So you hit enter one more time. And at the bottom of the screen, it tells us the intersection of those two is at 2, 3. So the guess was right. Our last thing, though, is to go back to those original equations and take that answer, 2, 3, and make sure that it works with our original equations, which was 3x plus y equals 9, and with x plus 2y equals 8. There's my system of equations. And I'm going to take the 2 and the 3 and plug them in for x and y and see what happens here. Okay, so the first one, I get 3 times 2 plus 3 must equal 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 3, 9 equals 9. And we say yes, that one is true. Okay, now we're going to take the other one. X plus 2y equals 8. Remember, it has to make both of them true at the same time for it to satisfy these equations. So we're going to plug in a 2 there, and we're going to plug in a 3 there. And this time it's supposed to equal 8. So we get 2 plus 6 equals 8. And yes, that's true as well. So it satisfied both equations at the same time. The only other thing that you have that's anything harder than this is that there's one problem, that's the application problem, that involves creating a system of equations based on some information. Now, we've already done ones like that. They're always going to have something like renting something. There might be a flat fee, and there might be a hourly fee. So I think the example in the book is good enough to give you enough to go on so that you can do the accounting problem in exercise F and the ones in the lesson 2. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below the video, or text or email, or call me up. I'll be happy to talk about math. It's one of my favorite things to do. So that's that for that one, and I hope that makes sense. And again, if you have any troubles, go ahead and get a hold of me, and I'll help you with that. Adios.